In 2012, I was posted to Ebonyi State for my mandatory one-year National Youth Corps service. During my 3-week orientation, I began to learn about some villages where we were told that youth corps could not be posted to because of communal clashes. Since then, I have been curious to uncover the story behind these clashes. I came back this year after fresh violence erupted to uncover the crisis which shook Ebonyi State. I saw it all: the wreckage, the defeat, the hatred. I saw it firsthand, and I will now take you on that journey.
Over a century ago, there was a war of annihilation in Ukele Kingdom, and many clans were wiped out. A group of people known as the Effiong clan, who were itinerant hunters, made a run for their lives and found a new land far away from the war and unrest. They decided to settle there. This, however, was short-lived, as they were attacked by the peoples of Iziye, and Ubechogo. Although the Effiong people were strong, their population had dwindled, so much so that it couldn't wage wars successfully. They decided to invite Ezekuna people, who were fierce warriors, to help them out. Namoke, an Ezekuna warrior, led a detachment of men to save Effiong. The prize for the services of Namoke and his men was absolute and perpetually irrevocable rights over parts of their land. After the war, the forebears of Effiong fulfilled their part of the bargain by granting the Ezekuna people absolute rights over parts of the liberated land. Thereafter, Namoke, his warriors, and their kith and kin lived and served as buffers. Our covenant, irrevocably binding on the posterity of the people who were now referred to as the Effiong people, was entered into and sealed by the planting of Ogbo tree for the Effiong people at a playground in Uturu Effiong, known today as Ngabu Amaberu Ezogu. The terms of the covenant included that the people of Effiong and Effiong shall live in peace and shall not see each other's blood.
Ebonyi State is under tension because of these killings. Our problem is not only the herdsmen. We are still killing ourselves. We are killing police, we are burning police stations, which means that the Southeast should know that our problem is not just herdsmen, that we are also problems to ourselves. This misunderstanding has been there for a very long time. Some of this land dispute has been there over 100 years.
About how they're killing people, destroying properties, and wasting many people's blood.
Not really, because I don't really base here.
I've heard about the Effiong crisis. It's a very unfortunate incident.
They're like brothers until the crisis started. You don't hear them? What do you hear about them?
Say they fight there. I don't know if they had seen on the land.
I don't know what, I don't know what causes the fight, but probably it may be land issue or something of that nature. Because I know that this is one of the major things that used to cause a crisis in a community.
Having felt the pulse of the average person living in Abakaliki, the state capital, I began my search for both tribes. Effiong town had become a wreck, and both Effiong and Eza people had fled to other villages for safety. As I travelled to Isheke local government area in search of them, I saw a few vehicles with people fleeing for their lives. I finally came to a village called Ebeta, and there I found some Eza people who had made a camp out of a primary school. When we got into the classrooms, we realized that the last time classes held was January 22nd, 2021, the same day the crisis broke out in the urban area of Effiong. I was curious to hear their side of the story.
I was born in the year 1935. So I started knowing this place right from long ago.
Even my own father, even my own personal father, he started living here at his early age of life. Who born me, even my grandfather, who born my own father.
At times my father will be telling me the history about this land from our forefathers, that they have the covenants before they come to live this area. That's the stories I heard. And the covenant between them and our people is that they cannot fight each other. We are one accord.
We had been living in peace with this community. Even most of our people were crowned chief by the last Ogabedu of Effiong. To show our relationship, we intermarry. They marry from Eza, Ezas marry from them. But unfortunately, because of the progress of Effiong people, the Eza people, they become jealous and started hating the Ezas.
On the 22nd of January this year, what we saw was that they started killing our people. When they get them on the road, they carry them to their masquerade shrine and kill them. 23rd, they carry machetes, guns, start shooting, burning houses. What is the cause of the problem? We don't know. Who have offended you? We don't know.
We never knew that they were prepared to fight us. Most of our people were drinking with most of them, not knowing what was going to happen. Then, before that day, 22nd morning, this crisis started from back. Our people, not knowing what was happening, started running helter-skelter. They rushed to the village, hoping that this thing was happening within the town. It escalated to the villages.
That day morning, we left to mountain about this war because the revolution have come. We are there praying. Before 12 o'clock, I received a call that is war in our place. We are trying to dismiss something by 3:30. We are from there coming back to Effiong. Before we do it there, I've seen people are running away to villages. Even my people that went to school, I didn't see them. I started crying. Before I hear from one mom that was calling me from Ascension, that he's the one that carried my children to one village. Then we rushed to our house. Before we reach there, people from our street have run out. That my husband said we should not go anywhere. Even people from different my branches that come to that prayer, we lived in our house. This is their house. This is our house. We are together from that place. Those Effiong. the same street. We are eating together. We are chatting together. Even as we are coming there, I see people that hold and cover their faces. And they are asking me, don't I know that there's a problem? I said, I don't know. They hold my husband and search my husband. They say they should, some of them that know me, they say they should leave my husband. He be my husband, a husband of pastor. He should leave my husband. And they research, not only the Bible they see, they can't leave us, then we pass there. We see many people that was killed in both our street. The third day, we still living there. There's no, they blocked the way that we used to run out. Not only the grace of God that saved us. As you see me, this cloth I was wearing now, and somebody dashed me this cloth. I was naked. The small wrapper that I tied, in fact, I don't know the time the wrapper lose self.
There's no reason we can say. Even since that January, there's nothing like a school in this community. No church. When you say like this, they will, before night time, they will come and start killing people.
So all these people behind you, where do they stay?
These men, just people who just came from where they ran, they even sleep here, inside this school. That is why you see this school classrooms are open.
Do you have any Effiong friends?
Some of them are my member in the church.
Okay. So since that time, you've not seen your members at the Effiong?
As we started the 1 month prayer from November 28th, they are not coming. If after dismissed, I will visit them, ask them why. They can say, Mommy, you too they see. For this war, they don't know what their people are planning. They are warning them not to come to church.
How many months pregnant are you now?
This is my 9 months.
So you're almost due.
Yes.
What's going to happen? Where are you going to have your baby? What are your plans?
My plans, let the will of God, because I have nothing.
Where do you live now?
It's here.
You live in this school?
Yes.
Is there a doctor in this community?
No doctor.
Any midwife?
No midwife. Only God that protect me.
After narrating their ordeal to me, they decided to show me some of their villages on the outskirts of the main urban area which had been affected by the crisis. We got on motorcycles, and for 2 hours, my crew and I captured the footage of the mass wreckage.
Right now we're going through the villages in Effiong, the ones that are not overly militarized, and it's literally a ghost town here.
Everywhere we went, the destruction was obvious, and the locals were estimating hundreds of deaths with pictorial evidence which we have withheld because they are too graphic to show. We were shown one of the many shallow graves where a casualty from the crisis had been buried.
At this compound, they killed one of our brother here. Come and see the grave. 45 years.
In one of the villages, Ugeze, we were taken to the house of the Catholic priest, which had been completely destroyed. Corpses were said to have been recovered from the wells in this same village, but TheCable cannot independently verify this claim. The tension was palpable, and trees and logs of wood were used as roadblocks. When we returned to the primary school, some of the men were sharing a keg of palm wine as they discussed the future of their community. By now, I had only one question on my mind. Where are the Effiong people? The next day, I got the necessary permissions to access the heavily militarized urban area of Effiong town in search of Effiong people. The military let us through, and we saw a small group of civilians. Just when we were about to interview them, it began to rain, and we had to wait it out. After over an hour of the downpour, the rain ceased, and we continued our search. We came to the destroyed Wreckage market. We saw some people who spoke to us.
Where we dey? Where this place before?
This is Wreckage market.
Okay. Waiting all of us still they do here. They talk say nobody there here.
Now the army people will come say we come back.
So all of us be Eza?
Yes.
Okay.
And we dey hungry, make government help us. Something they enter for this place as we dey do before.
But nobody they burn house again.
They know they burn house, but those are our enemies. Then they come, they carry our people there.
Who be your enemy?
The Effiong people there. When our people want go carry food for the next community, they go carry them.
Okay. But so that they protect now for this place?
Yes, they try.
Okay. In our house, they no burn in our house down.
They burn some. They burn some.
Okay, but
not be only this one, they burn everywhere.
Besides that place, they burn. But now get well now they sleep now.
No. Now for Benue now we dey.
So as I leave this place now they go back Benue today. So every day now they come here.
Yes.
Which meat be this one where should they sell?
Nah, donkey meat.
Okay. You see customer?
As I left Effiong, the one question yet on my mind was, where are the Effiong people? The next day, I got a tip that some Effiong people had been spotted in a church in Ezangbo village, a few kilometers away from the state capital. I met the pastor who confirms that some Effiong women and children were truly being accommodated by the church. They all share this room and sleep in this church auditorium. An NGO had also built bathrooms for them. And this is their makeshift kitchen. Unfortunately, attempts to interview them proved abortive. Not too far from the church, however, we found another group of Effiong people who were happy to be interviewed.
That January 22, they are killing my people. Exact people kill my Effiong people. That's where the problem starts.
Ijile kecho sele gwele lo bela fada kokwa yili woke ya. Li chile kecha ka bia se rami ko lu cholo. Iye le ko mito. Le ko mito we uja owolo no ifama owolo ni tiakam. Ono ko bo kele kade ko kulo ke ko
As I did for house, I see many people around, leg, machine. I say, what happened? They said the Effiong and the Ezza fight for garage. What is the problem? They say that because of garage, the Ezza people cause them. One man for our own place and go, they move for roads. Ezza people, they start to snatch them. I just run. I run. Come for, I take my people to Abakaliki here.
Na people iremaka afiakwa ina ngulu poka wa da becha na magele fedu badod. Andele ku kana mo ba esi ne ba gba ko na mo. Ono klo lo poko bo ono klo wo ma. Nture ka wo lo na anyo ono li lo lifa ono jobe buan. Ma wo wa agbi ti abeje.
If you ask Ezza man go say na Effiong man hate am. If you ask Effiong man say that Ezza man hate am. Wetin really happen? Wetin dey cause this hatred?
If I come and tell this hatred here now, I can say that people, they take as themselves because of them are many. We are looting. So they want to collect our own lands. So we not like so like that. If there's many, there are the people what go call now themselves, they will tell you, they start this thing a year. What I know, they start this thing a year 2002. They kill our people, the village where they call Ugede, more than 40 something. During a time of election, it's not there's not any other thing. For nothing, and they will know right. We just leave them. 2016, they do it again. We keep calm. They just do it again. This one, say it's over. It's over. They say that they want to pursue Effiong indeed away from our own land. So no one like that.
Having finally heard both sides of the story, I decided to speak to the government about this issue.
These are people that have been living together. It is very difficult to now say this is the area that belongs to Effiong or this is the area that belongs to the Ezzas. It's just a minor, maybe a long-hatched thing, enmity, but waiting for something to spark it up. Just National Union of Road Transport Workers fighting in a park. Effiong person fighting as a Effiong person in the park resulted to the whole of these things. By my description, very honestly, it is not the Ezza and the Effiong that are doing this thing. Maybe just because it has already happened. This is a community that has a common boundary with Benue. That is just the truth. And we have been having a very long dispute between the Ebonyi state and then Benue state government, and then in that particular as it. So it was now opportunity for the people there to be fighting our people here. So 80% of the war you get was being hatched at Benue and then executed down our place.
Reports from the villagers say the unofficially recorded casualties from the crisis number up to 1,000 or more. So I asked people to tell me who they lost in the crisis.
Chibese, Utijase, Oyunje.
Chukwudimigwe. Mwite. Umagu. Friday, day man.
Ifeanyi Mgbebu.
The village one. Oba Mwegwa. Monday, Igwe. Chukwemeka. Ago. Sunday ngong ifanye aingo. Sunday ngong neka ngong woka ngong family ko.
Obasi Friday and ngoga Peter and ngako ngoga and Patrick ngoga and aingo ngoga and Amaka John and Rose TheCable and Lawrence Chuku. All my family.
A boy Inya Thomas Aba Ju Aju Comfort Ogbona Comfort Ojelugu Maria Ojelugu.
With the government asking people to return to their homes, I had two last questions for the people.
Going forward, if it's possible that this whole crisis comes to an end, are you willing to go back to Effiong?
I'm willing to go.
I cannot let Eza go back for our own land again. Period.
Do you think you can still trust the people from the other side?
It's unable, because as we're eating together, chatting together, they still have something in their hearts. In fact, there's no trust.
Nafi trust Eza people again.
I myself here, all of us cannot trust Eza people again.